Hi, my name is Chef Sheikh Shah Nawaz, and today I'm going to be making a chickpea fried rice, which is my sort of lazy person spin on a traditional biryani. And the ingredients that you need today are some mustard oil, but any oil will do, some garlic and ginger paste, salt, pepper, tin of chickpeas, um, some lemon juice, and what I have here is a custom mix of curry powders. So we have grounded bay leaves, grounded cardamom, grounded coriander, and this is sort of my custom mix. Um, and you can find the general curry powder in shops that also works just as well. But once you get a bit more advanced, you can start making your own stuff in case you want more tones of other certain flavors. Say if you like the coriander flavor more in your dishes, so you put a bit more coriander into the mix. I got a sliced onion and some sliced chilies, which are optional if you like heat, and some cooked rice.
Oh, Chef Sheikh, the cooked rice, did you do that obviously earlier on today?
Yeah, I live in a Bengali household, so there's always rice in the rice cooker, literally always. And so that's just been there since I think this morning, I think, and it's just in the pot. And I just set aside about, since I'm only making it for myself, I set aside about 250 grams of cooked rice.
And how much would that be in spoons? About 4 or 5 spoons?
Um, I'm not entirely sure because I use a whole cup. I use a whole cup when I
Yeah.
cook the rice, and then I just take out however much from the rice cooker. So I think that might have been a quarter of a cup, I think, what's in this bowl.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Okay. So first what you're going to do is heat up I take a few tablespoons of mustard oil. Okay. That's It's important you let the oil get as hot as possible. I just spread it around the wok.
So, Chef, I've got a question for you. Is
Yeah.
there's any type of rice? It says at the moment I have long grain rice, not basmati.
To be fair, any rice works. Like the whole point of a biryani is you sort of use whatever ingredients you got laying around. Like you don't have to use chickpeas. If you have kidney beans laying around, if you have bits of like shredded chicken, like you can it's you can be creative. You have space for using whatever's in your cupboard because I think that's the main skill of being a chef is using what ingredients you have available to you or what ingredients come from the land that you're in and just taking the fundamental elements of the dish and putting your own spin on it. So you don't have to use mustard oil. You could use olive oil. You could use also any sort of oils, whatever you have laying around. But what I'll go through is the basic fundamentals today.
Okay. I have had a question about the actual curry powder. So somebody asked, are we going to learn how to make them, which we're not going to do today. But
Yeah.
have you got any suggestions for anybody if they want to get a curry powder locally?
The East there's a company called East End where you find in most shops, and they'll have a general curry powder mix. So they're a really good one. So I'm gonna put in about a teaspoon of garlic and ginger paste, and then I'm also going to add in the chopped chilies.
So that's one chopped chili, is it?
I find it a bit hard to hear you now with everything going on in the background. Sorry, what was that, Dawn?
Was that one chopped chili?
Yeah, one chopped chili, and you can add more depending on how much heat you can handle.
Okay.
Okay, so after about 10-20 seconds, you want to add in your onions.
And then was that one onion, yeah?
Yeah, that's one whole onion. And then on the onions, you want to season it with a bit of salt, and the salt makes it get softer quicker.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah. I think it's called osmosis. I think it makes all the water come out of the onion.
Ah, interesting. whilst you're doing that, in the comment section, if anybody's ever made a curry before, just like let me know in the chat section if you've ever done one before, or if you're planning to do it. Oh, so Selena says she's done one
onions
before.
to get softer, so I can answer another question if there's any.
I haven't got any other questions at the moment.
Okay.
Quiet. So Selena says she's done a curry before. I don't know if anybody else has. Selena, she says she's done a curry before.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only comment.
Okay. Well, how did you make your curry? Was it like a pre-made sauce in a jar, or did you do it from like all the way from scratch?
So she's put keema, lamb curry, tuna, runner bean. So, and so Vanessa says she did one a very long time ago.
Yeah.
And Selena says no, she did it from scratch.
Okay.
Selena says it's not the same from a jar. You're right.
So this is a technique I use to get the onions to cook quite evenly. So I'm rocking the pan back and forth while stirring in a circular motion. It's a good way to stir fry things really quickly. Okay, so the onions are looking quite loose now. So now I'm going to add in the chickpeas.
Okay. I do have another question, Sheikh.
Yeah.
So it says, are chilies as hot as a Scotch bonnet?
Scotch bonnet peppers are really hot. Green chilies are sort of like in the middle, just around the same heat level as a jalapeno, I would say. So
not very hot then.
Chickpeas, I'm going to add in a couple of teaspoons of curry powder. And then a dash of lemon juice. Let that cook for a moment. And with the lemon juice, it's about balancing the flavors. Lemon juice adds a bit of acidity to the dish, and it's just getting that balance of flavors between the saltiness, the fat from the oil, the acidity from the lemon juice. Yeah, that's a key component with Indian cooking.
Yeah, so we've got another comment. So Selena said that curries are good to make up and freeze if you're on the go all the time. Keep them in the fridge for a day or two.
Yeah, it's something you can keep in a Tupperware and take it with you to work. But the only thing I would recommend is when you're first cooking it, you are going to smell of onions, garlic, and ginger, which you won't realize is on your clothes, and other people will tell you, "Oh God, you smell like an Indian takeaway." Yeah. So
I suppose you could do it. You could do it the night before, and then obviously you got enough time to shower in the evening, and then obviously once again in the morning.
So now the last part of the dish is I push all the chickpeas to one side, and then I put a bit of oil on the empty side. So this is to fry the rice in. So I wait for the oil to heat up on the other side. Give it a moment.
So, like, if you could just give us a shot of the pan when it's ready, so we can see it.
Okay. So that's all on one side, and there's mustard oil on the empty side.
Okay.
And then once that oil's heated up, I put the rice into the oil. At this point, I turn the heat a little bit down just so the rice doesn't stick to the pan too much. And then I stir the rice in the oil in the oil side of it before I mix everything together. So get a nice even coating of oil on the rice. Mustard oil is really good because it adds it's traditionally used in Bangladeshi cooking, and it gives a nice flavor that you wouldn't get from olive oil, and a more authentic flavor as well of that continent of cooking, so the Indian Bangladeshi flavors. And then now I mix everything together.
So the mustard oil, can you get that from any shop?
Yeah, you can get that from. I don't think you can get it from like Tesco's or anything. I don't know if they do that, but like if you go to like a general sort of Asian supermarket, and I'm sure you'll find them all around Handsworth and Aston as well. There'll be one, and you'll find them there quite easily. So this is a really quick dish. It's pretty much finished. And then towards the end, I season with a bit of black pepper. It's not traditional Indian flavor, but I just like black pepper, and it balances the earlier saltiness from the onions. And that is actually done.
So that's really quick and easy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the whole point. I don't want to scare. Like when you see Indian cooking for the first time, it is quite scary because there's so much moving parts to it. But this is my way of enjoying those flavors and Bangladeshi dishes without, if you don't have the time. Like obviously, if you have like a Sunday or something, you'd want to do everything from scratch. You'd want to have, instead of using garlic ginger paste, you'd want to chop up garlic and ginger, actual garlic and ginger, or instead of having a grounded curry powder, you'd actually use all the individual ingredients like cardamom, bay leaves, coriander.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. It's a good dish to start with if you want to get into Indian cooking without being scared off being scared away from how hard it looks traditionally. So I'm just gonna.
So you just serve that like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it into a bowl for you guys.
And would you have anything else with it, or would you just eat it?
You can garnish it with coriander. It's just coriander is sometimes hard to find in general supermarkets, and they're really expensive for what they should be. So if you can go to a Asian supermarket, you'll find coriander for what I think is a much better price and what it should be priced at. And yeah, so traditionally you garnish it with some chopped coriander, and I think I actually might have coriander lying around. No, I think the coriander's finished in the house, but yeah, that's literally it. And
brilliant! Wow, that's really easy.
And it smells so good. I'm supposed to be on a diet, so I'm not even gonna eat anything. I'm gonna literally, after this call, I got a little gym outside in the garden, so I need to lose all this lockdown weight. Yeah.
I think we've all got lockdown weight. Don't worry.
But yeah, that's literally it. That's that done. If you guys are making this, I'd really love to know what you think. You know what? Let me get someone to taste this in the house.
Ooh. Have we got any questions or from anybody?
Hang on, I got my little brother to do a taste test for me. Paz, come here. Taste the food and tell the audience here. And he's got the cat on his shoulder. Hi. Go ahead. So this is my younger brother.
Oh, what a cute cat! It's so cute.
Is it actually Ted, or are you just saying that?
No, you're not.
Okay, that's okay. Then you have it. That's it.
Oh, brilliant! That's great. So I've got a question.
Yeah, well done. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to cook that later. But that was really good. Well done.
Yeah, and I hope it wasn't. I just want to show you how easy it was. Like you don't have to go to your Indian takeaway just to taste Indian flavors. You can cook at home, and it can be as easy as how you just saw it.
Okay, so I've got a couple of questions, Sheikh. So bear with me.
Hold on, my battery's about to die. Let me just put the charger in.
Oh no, quickly.
Don't worry, I have the charger in the other room, so it wasn't that much. Okay, yeah, carry on.
Yeah, so it says, can you substitute chicken, etc., etc.?
Yeah. Originally, I was going to make a chicken version of this dish, but I thought with chickpeas, it's much more quicker and easier as well. I thought it'd be a good way to start off. Sorry, my cat.
I mean, obviously, we've made all these recipes that they are vegan friendly. So, you know, it's according to your own taste. We want you to be innovative and add your own kind of twist to these recipes. So if you add chicken or lamb or anything, feel free to do that.
But if you are going to use meat, you should basically you would use cooked meat already. So if I was to do this with a chicken, with chicken, I'd get chicken breast, or even on the bone is really nice. If you can cook it in like some sort of tandoori marinade, you can find, there's a company called Patak. They do like meat marinade. So if you marinate your meat as instructed and cook it as instructed in the jar, and then use that meat and put it into the instead of when I put the chickpeas in, but put meat instead at that moment. And same, yeah.
That's a good tip. That's a really good tip. I've got another question. So it says, how much curry powder do you use?
Okay, so in the recipe that I've given, that is for 4 people. So that was 500 grams of rice, and I've put about a tablespoon of curry powder. Because I cooked just for, I would say, 1 person, or maybe even 2 people, I use half of that. So I used about 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so that's quite good, isn't it?
The key thing is you got to be tasting as you go, as you're making it. I didn't taste it because I could see the consistency, and I can already. I've made this dish so many times. I can do it like with my eyes closed. But if you're tasting it along the way, you can sort of see. So you can taste if it's the right amount of curry powder, if you're supposed to use a bit more, or if it needs a bit more seasoning. That's also key as well.
Brilliant. Okay, so if anybody's got any questions that they want to ask Chef Sheikh, I've unmuted everybody's mic. So everybody should be unmuted if they want to ask a question.
I just really want to say, how well disciplined are you? You're not going to eat any of the food because you're training. Like,
I'm going to go to the restaurant after this, because I know if I eat now, the chef's going to make me something really decadent when I get to the restaurant. So, you got to cut your losses at certain parts. And then
got it. Still very well disciplined. Very well disciplined.
So I'm allowing everybody onto the screen. So even if you haven't got a question, can we have a real big thank you to Chef Sheikh today for his demonstration?
Chef Sheikh, how you doing?
Thank you.
Thank Chef Lorenzo.
I've got a question.
Yeah?
Would you use a sauce in that at all?
Oh, what? Cool.
A sauce?
Birria on is actually supposed to be a bit sort of dry. It's like sauces would be more common in a Chinese stir fry, whereas the flavor in a dish comes from the marinated meat, and the meat and the flavors from that meat kind of seep into the rice.
Gotcha.
And the flavor also comes from the mustard oil as well.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. But as you can see for yourself, like,
This
doesn't need any more sauce, because you can look at the lovely color. Like, you can see the lovely yellow color just from the curry powder and the mustard oil. That is actually enough. Otherwise, the sauce would be too overpowering.
All right.
Any other questions?
Thank you very much.
Just one quick question, please.
Yes.
Hi. When we're finished, because obviously next week when you do it, when you're pre-cooking the rice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like on the different dishes, will they let you know to pre-cook something before, or? So we can cook with you, because now we're going to come off and we're going to do it, because we didn't have our rice pre-cooked. So I'm just asking you if something's pre-cooked.
Vanessa, do you want to answer that question?
Yeah, so basically, all the ingredients of how it was done is on the online e-learning package. So if it didn't state that, then we apologise. But it probably definitely price. Yeah. So yeah, it's great that it's exciting that you guys are cooking along. You're much braver than me. I'm sitting down and watching a cooking show. I am. So I salute you guys who are all cooking along. But yeah, we do try and make sure that you've got as much of the ingredients or as much of the recipe as it is kind of like a stroke of dishes in the cupboard. We've kind of gone on to the dishes of change now, still with the dishes of cupboard theme. So we're hoping that you can grab these ingredients and make it happen. So apologies you weren't able to do it exactly like that. But yeah, we'll figure out.
Hello.
It's a really good dish. So thank you as well.
Yeah.
Hi there.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. The hardest part of the dish is probably just having the rice prepared, because mustard oil, salt, pepper, garlic and ginger paste already in a jar, lemon juice in a bottle, a tin of chickpeas, mixed powder, mixed curry powder, and the only hardest part you really have to prepare was chopping the onions, chopping the chilies, and having prepared rice. I think as preparation time goes for Bangladeshi cooking, that's phenomenal, and it's an easy way to get your foot into this cuisine.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Lorenzo, did you have something to say?
Yeah. Do you want to tell the guys how long you cook the rice for in the first instance? You steam the rice, yes?
I use a rice cooker, and what I do is I use equal part rice for equal part water, and I just literally turn it on, and then I think it cooks within 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Okay, so if they haven't got a rice cooker, it's a similar principle, isn't it? You just cook
I'll just follow the instructions on the packet of whatever rice you bought, just in case. Like I know certain rice brands might need maybe more water, less water, or more cooking time. It all depends on I would just follow the instructions on the packet just to cook the rice accordingly.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Is there any more questions?
So would you use fresh coriander traditionally if you had it available?
Yeah, so at the end I would have chopped up some fresh coriander and just sprinkled it on the top, and that just adds in a fresh flavour right at the end.
Yeah. You call that dania, right?
Call it. You know what's the word called?
Dania or cilantro.
Not Dania, call it.
Cilantro?
Cilantro's an American word for it. I don't know.
That's the American word,
I tell this word to my mom all the time, but for some reason I just brain fart moment. I've completely forgotten the Bengali word for coriander. Father, what's the coriander English? Bakul pata. That's it. Bakul pata. Yeah. Oh, Dania. Yeah, you're right. Yes, two words for it.
Brilliant. So we're having a language course as well as a cooking course.
Anji. Tika.
Awesome.
Aho.
Okay, so if nobody's got anything more to ask, we're going to end this call. So if you could just say one goodbye to Chef Sheikh before we go, and I'll start.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chef.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.